Okay, with the filmmaking team of Quitting Drugs, a musical documentary with Albert Crane, who is the executive producer, Ali, who's the director, and Bumb Shah, who is the subject matter. This is a from Albert's amazing kind of a project that he does. We've shown a few films at our festival. It's really cool, your everyday heroes, and this is one of the films. And this happens to be a musical documentary about Bum Shah. You're the I guess you can call it the Pakistani rapper. That's what it says on the synopsis. So tell me
Yeah.
about yourself and like basically you had this amazing story and now there's a movie made about you. What do you think about how do you feel about that now there's a movie made about you?
Yeah, I feel good, and it's a achievement that I unlock for my career, I think, and it's a great thing for me.
Is it have you gotten people watch your film and they some noticeability from yourself? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been showing it off to a lot of people. We have actually been planning a screening for it as well, and unfortunately that we could not do. But he was pretty excited about it, and we showed it to a lot of people in private screenings and on the other on Your Everyday Heroes. So the people were also very. It was something new for them, and they appreciated us a lot. And it also helped us, in the market. And now with the laurel of your festival, uh, I think we are going to be able to market it even further.
So you have I was so on you have a nice Instagram page and then you have a YouTube channel. You have music videos that you've
Yeah.
done. You can download the music on SoundCloud, Apple Music. So basically anybody you're on TikTok as well. So you're getting yourself out there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how did this I don't know who can answer this question the best, but how did this movie come about? Like who came up with this idea? Let's make a movie about Bum Shaw. Like where did this all kind of come? How did it all come together?
All right, I've been working for with Albert for a while now, and we have been creating hero stories lately. So uh, I come, I just and the concept was that there could be anything little that might inspire the audience, right?
Yeah.
So anything that brings good to the everyday life, right? So uh, I have known Bamsha for a while. I've known him for like 8, 9 years, and it just triggered in my mind that we should create a story where a man uh, empowering people about how they can quit drugs, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it came up.
And what's your experience doing documentary films?
Um, it's well, I've always been, in every project, I look forward to achieve or unlock something new, right? I do have a style of making my films. That is, I'm mostly interested in science fictions and musical, and those are actually two very contradicting, genres. So in most of my content, I try to combine those things or uh, stuff like that. So about this documentary, this was a new challenge for me, but I tried to incorporate the elements of drugs into the visuals
Mhm.
and such sort of stuff. So it was a new challenge, and I think it turned out great. I mean, like that's what people are supposed to tell, and people have told me that it came out great.
Yeah. So Albert, when did you first meet Ali, and when did you get inspired to make this documentary?
So we, much like when we spoke about Hernan, Ali also at that same time reached out to me on Fiverr, right? So I met John Snyder, who helped me create YourEverydayHeroes.com with his 40, 50 previous heroes. Then I was like, I need more. I want more exposure. I want more people. I need more ideas. So Pangea, the from the previous podcast with Hernan, reached out to me, and at the same time, Ali did. And Ali was like, "Hey, I have an idea. I just need some funds to create it, and you can have the whole thing. And that was with our hero Umar Miguel. And at that time, I had no idea about what I was doing. So I was just like, Ali, yes, absolutely. And I went to my finance team and I was like, hey, I'm about to lose X amount of money because I'm going to trust a person that I've never met before on a thing that I've never done before. I'm going to go flush this much money down the toilet. And they were like, okay, sure, we trust you, go for it. Ali came back with not only Umar's piece, but my favorite so far music video that I have, and like hundreds tons of ideas on what to do and how to do it. And so my finance team, the people that I work that like control me and tell me what to do, we're blown away by Umar's story, right? And so I was like, Ali, man, we got to get off Fiverr. How can I pay you directly? How can I get you, like, how can we do more together? And this was right when COVID hit, like right at COVID. And he's like, dude, I can't do anything. Like, I can't go outside. I can't, like, everybody's going to get sick. Like, I can't risk the exposure. So I asked him, I was like, how many people are in the room with you right now? And I think he said like 8. I was like, can you shoot behind the scenes? Do a behind the scenes video for me.
Mhm.
And he said yes. So we have a behind the scenes hero story about the people that create video TV commercials. And like Ali said before, really anything can be inspiring as long as you have the inspirational feel to it. So like these people that are creating hero stories, they're inspiring as well. That turned out awesome, right? So like now he has 2 home runs. And it's like, what can we do? How far can I push this? So he found a group of guys that I think you just watched their film, the parkour guys, AK and his parkour guys, blew it out of the water. So now he has 3 really good ones. And I was like, okay, we want a longer production. We want something that's an actual documentary, not just a story. How do we what do you have in your pocket that you want to do, Ali? Like, because I love to tell or give my directors the ability to showcase their work, their ideas, and their editing skills and their story and everything that they want to do. I love giving them the ability to do all of it, right? Because that's how you get the best work out of people like Ali and directors and editors and people like that. So we did, and he gave us Bumb Shah. And it's just been such a whirlwind of like activity where it's like, hey, by the way, Bum Shah, you just won a festival. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him until a couple minutes ago, but I know Ali told him right away because I'm like, as soon as we get the notification your judging status changed,
Yeah.
I like freak out, right? And I freaked out. I told Ali I guess told Bum, and so when I was and I know the story's getting long, but a couple days ago I started freaking out about AK's story. Bum got kind of jealous and he's messaged me. He's like, hey, what about my documentary? Did you submit it to the festival? And I was like, whoa, 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 I forgot to tell you. Do you want to come on a podcast and talk about your win?
Yeah.
And so now here we are. It's been amazing. Ali has changed the fact that we now create music videos for every hero. His music videos are always awesome, right? They're always fantastic. He shoots in the way of music, right? So
Yeah.
The music videos that we get from Ali and his team are just scores above everything else. I never have to make any edits. I never have to ask for much, right? Because of the version that I get. Like maybe we have 2 where there's a misspelling, but
Sure.
never like, oh, there was a blurry frame here. Oh, this lyric didn't make any sense. Oh, this wasn't good.
Yeah.
So it's been 5 years. It's been 4 years. Ali and I have worked together on 5 or 6 different cases.
And you met him. Where did you meet him again?
On Fiverr.
Fiverr. And this is during COVID.
Right before COVID.
And you just Albert, you do this a lot. Like we talked about this before, where you're hiring these filmmakers and you never meet them, you never met them in person. And you just have you have a feeling. It's like usually like you have an instinct, I guess, for people in a sense.
I'd love to think like that, but again, I mean, the last conversation was Ecuador. This one's in Pakistan. Yeah. I have a budget of money that I'm allowed to experiment with, to come back with being like, I'm about to lose this money, right? And if something actually happens, great. I have had my share of misses.
Okay.
I
What's your
have,
batting average?
well, Alpha Fiverr, it's 2 out of 3.
That's pretty
Uh,
good. Seven, like
yeah.
that's 666, right?
So I stopped after I met Ali, and
Okay.
and because like or after I met Hernan, the last guy that we spoke with.
Yeah.
I stopped after him because we got off of Fiverr and we started talking like through WhatsApp and things like
Gotcha.
that. So I've been working with Ali and Hernan for the majority of the time because I just, as you mentioned before, it's a machine and I can't add another arm into it or like another part of the machine yet because we have season 3 still to put up,
Gotcha.
and Ali is a part of that season,
You
and
just have
it's
to get
awesome.
bigger, right?
Just bigger and better. Oh my God, his next piece is about a woman, and I can't wait to share it with you. You're gonna love it.
All right, so I just want to talk to Ali about his film for a second because I loved some of the recreation, especially the day sequence, the day montage where he's writing on the wall. It's like
Yeah,
it's a drama, right? You're making a drama. So tell me about
yeah.
that sequence because it's really kind of a you're kind of like you're doing like it's not a documentary. You're doing like a recreation of of of
Yes, yes.
of
A
what occurred.
docudrama.
Yeah. And I thought it was fantastic the way someone's like because
Thank
it's not easy obviously what he's going through, right? Like
Yeah.
he's trying to get clean and like and using that when did you kind of come up with the idea of him writing on the walls and like having the kind of a static
Well,
shot of the bed?
So I had some very long discussions with Bumb about before in the pre-production because we knew each other for a long time, and I've seen him go through all of that stuff, and we talked about it for hours so that I could understand the feeling that he had at that time. So in that he told me that he came out of the drugs in his own room, which was the very inspiring thing that he did it all by himself. He just needed the support from his family, and they set him up inside his room, and he did not see anybody for 30 days. He said
Yeah.
so. That is an accomplishment. I mean, like people always look for others to come in and help them or to go seek help, but actually it was to represent that you have to do it all by yourself. It's your decision to take, right? So if you are committed to do it, then no matter what, you can do it. And the wall, well, in our language it is said that if you don't find anybody to consult with, you should consult a wall. It's a
Okay.
famous saying. So you should consult with a wall. I mean, like talking to, just saying things out loud sometimes really help, right? So it was to represent that fact that you don't need anybody else uh, to do that, and also that symbolism stuff. So that wall actually symbolized his inner thoughts and how the darkness uh, and the dark thoughts that came to his mind.
Yeah.
So it actually revealed that.
Gotcha.
The
And
pain
who's
and the darkness. So you would see that music also in that
yeah.
part was specifically designed for conveying such feeling.
And who's the man on the wall? Who's the picture of the man of the guy on the wall?
Uh,
There is a person, a friend, which is shooter.
Yeah.
the friend that is showcased in his entire film, the guy who drinks
Yeah.
with him
That's the
and
guy on the wall,
go on the
right?
bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're painting him or you're drawing him
yes,
Yeah.
on the wall.
yes.
Yeah.
Is that something you actually did, Bumb Shah? Like did you actually did when you were detoxing and you
Yeah,
were in
yeah,
your
yeah,
room for
yeah. A
30 days,
lot
were you
of
actually writing on
lyrics.
the wall?
Yes, yes. A lot of lyrics I write on the wall, and the pictures and thoughts which I have, I write on the wall. I used to because I am not able to uh, connect with anyone. Only I in these days I only connect with my music and the walls. So that's why I write so much on walls.
Gotcha. And then what about the like? I'm assuming he's got. Well, I know because of his music videos. What about his choice? The choice of music you chose to put in the film. Was that in editing? How was that tough? The pinpoint exactly what music you're gonna show in the movie.
Well, my editing process, I am professionally actually an editor,
Okay.
and I also love to direct, but mostly I edit, and that really helps me in my direction as well. So during my editing process, I actually spend a lot of time on the music because one of my teachers used to say that your eyes, the audience's eyes can forgive you, but their ears cannot forgive you, because you can close your eyes, you can look away for a moment, and if there's a jump cut, that might be avoided by the audience, right? But if there's a problem in the sound, then the ears are always listening, and it's gonna feel bad to them. So I always spend a lot of time on music, and in this case, I also, since it was a musical documentary, so all of that, finding the perfect music that conveys the perfect feeling for that scene. Yeah, I spend a lot of time on that. Most of the time of my editing is spent on sound.
On sound, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, because it's a perfect sound design, your film.
Yeah. I am actually sorry about the editing part.
Yeah.
I actually am trying to be a post producer.
Gotcha.
So the guy who actually handles all of the post production and
Gotcha.
aligns all of those subjects together. So I am actually going through all of the processes of that are involved in the editing. For example, I've been recently into 3D, 2D, so that if you know the process, you are better able to manage it as well.
Yeah. 100%. And then I gotta ask, you're driving a motorcycle, but you don't have a helmet. Is that something you do in Pakistan? Because it seems dangerous.
Yep. Totally, yeah. That happens a lot.
And then there's one time he's coughing on the motorcycle and he's driving with one arm, and it's like he doesn't even have a helmet. Like that's yeah.
That happens, and actually that's part of my filmmaking process. I do try to showcase the environment, showcase the culture that is around the people. So it's dangerous. I know that it's dangerous, but people do it. People care so little about such things.
There's some behind the scenes video that we have of Ali hanging over the apartment building that they're in.
Yeah.
Or not hanging over it, but like putting the camera down to showcase the time of day changing in that sequence that you were talking about before.
Yeah.
And it's like, did you build that to do this? And he was like, yeah, I built that to do this. And I was like, but you're just changing the light outside of a window. Like you could have easily taken a shortcut and not done that so dangerously, right? Because he put his camera over the ledge and had this like hook and ladder thing. It was so fun to watch the behind the scenes videos of him making this, that like it was so much fun just to be a spectator.
It was great. It was fun
in the creation of this.
Well, you're so let's talk about Bumb Shah, because you're a poet, right? Like some of your lines are like they stick out. Like basically, I wander carelessly with my red eyes. I don't fear anything when I'm high. That's just the beginning, basically. But like as someone who unfortunately dabbled with drugs himself back in the day, and probably, not probably, but it has an addictive personality. I get what you're going through. I get your words. I get your poetry. When did you first start writing? When did you first start putting pen to paper?
Yeah, it was back in, I was just only 10, 11.
10, 11?
Yeah.
Did you know what a rapper was? Like what you're doing now? Did you know what it was growing as a kid? Was there any rappers in your vicinity growing up? Hip hop artists?
No.
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 But there was one hip hop artist, Bohemia. and
inspired me.
people were crazy about Bohemia, and they used to, little kids used to, memorize all his raps and do it. So that sparked the hip hop in Pakistan, and now there are a lot of hip hop artists.
Okay. So that it's an industry now in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people living in How many people live in Pakistan now? It's a lot. So one would assume that there's a lot of people with phones and a lot of downloads. There's you can make some money, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So when we post on Instagram, the Pakistani audience is very
Yeah.
into the likes and the addings and and the comments for not only his piece, but the Pakistani audience loves this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
ton of it.
One would assume that, I guess, right?
It's a lot of fun.
But you're also showing your vulnerability, right? Like sometimes, like I'm being very general, but a lot of hip hop, a lot of rapping is bravado. It's like showing you like how great I am, how big my penis is, etc. Yours is sorry. I was trying to slip on that one by basically, but you guys, yours is about vulnerability. Yours is about kind of like your human, like the human psyche, about what you're feeling, what you overcame. It's poetry. It's more emotional than bravado, if that makes sense. Would you agree or no? No?
Yeah, a lot. Sometimes, but
So I've been with him through this rap journey, and I'd say that rap is actually RAP, rhythm and poetry. That's what he says. So it's poetry, and it's something that is, made to express.
Yeah.
Poetry is something that you express through. So it doesn't have to be always, what you said earlier. It doesn't always have to be about drugs, about how great I am and all that. But yeah, it's an art form.
Yeah, 100%. So I just read that Pakistan is the fifth most popular country in the world in terms of population. There's 250 million people in Pakistan.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, 3 years ago consensus.
Yeah, there's more people, you're saying?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been rising very rapidly.
Yeah. Because most of the world, it's declining. There's like a lot of countries are giving out rebates for people to procreate. I guess Pakistan does have that problem. No?
I
Okay.
don't think so.
So, well, congratulations, Albert. You're doing some amazing work. I love your kind of choices that you're making. You're giving these, they must love you because you're giving these filmmakers creative control in a lot of ways. Of course, you're overseeing the edit, but at the same time, you're giving them a lot of free reign, I guess.
Yeah, it's part of the whole system, right? Where like I'm not the creative guy. I have no idea how to do direction or editing or anything like that. But when I do watch a film, if something's blurry that comes across, or if a word is misspelled or here or there, I'll ask for that to be updated. But if the story makes sense and it makes me feel something, then I really have no issue with it. And I don't think I've ever said no to Ali whenever he's presented an idea to me. I've always said yes because I trust him, right? I trust him to do what's best for himself, what's best for me, and what's best for the platform. And what's best for the platform is anything that I can get from him. He's taken a lot of our stories and edited them together to make marketing reels, to do commercials, to do everything. Like I have nothing bad to say, right? Like I have nothing bad to say about what Ali does or anything like that. And I love the fact that when he just gives, like, not gives me, but like presents something to me, being like, do you want this? Do you want Bumb's story? And it's like, yes, I want Bumb's story. And I showed it to a bunch of people. They had a bunch of questions about it. I said, don't worry about it. Ali's got it. It's gonna be amazing. Just trust. And they were like, well, we've never met Ali. We don't know who this guy is. And I was like, you trust me? You understand who I am? I trust Ali. So then just the trust comes through me to my benefactors. And the work that we get blows away all expectations. And so it like I haven't really had a reason to want to edit any of the work that we've gotten or like give direction to it because we haven't needed to, right? And I'm sure that if we needed to, we wouldn't be at the part of winning a festival or being the best documentary or having this conversation.
Yeah.
Because the work that he does is just so much fun to watch. And it's so great and inspiring to be able to work with somebody like Ali on a daily basis, right? Like, and throughout the whole day. I mean, sometimes at midnight when I'm like working along in my work, I'll text Ali because he's on the other side of the world. I'll be like, "Hey man, like I need this," and like 3 hours go by and he has it for me. It's like, well, I meant like next week, but thank you for being so quick on it. Like it's just it's all the time, all the time, every day, all day long. It's just so great to be working with him.
Because he knows that you're a special guy and he wants to make sure that you're still he's in your good graces.
Sure, but I think it has more to do with the fact that he's bought into the platform and the idea, right? Like,
well, we just said the same thing, but in different sentences. Yeah, but he's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
the
guys,
idea of showcasing these people is something that needs to happen, right? We have no like I had no idea who Bum was, no clue, but I knew that his story needed to be told because quitting drugs is impossible. And I know that you mentioned that you had an issue too. I'm on the team also, 5 years clean.
5 years?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. That's no wonder this inspires you too. Yeah. So
yeah, I loved it when he was like, I have a guy that I want to do a story with for quitting drugs. I was like, yes, do it. I didn't even care who it was. I was like, do it.
Gotcha.
And he went off and did it.
Well, I'll share something personal because you just did too. So it's been January 8th, 2006 for me. And
awesome.
But this ties in with Bumb Shah because basically it's no coincidence that I started this business right after I quit because it was like this became my new addiction, my new passion. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Whereas Bumb Shah kind of alludes in the documentary and basically it's about I had two joys in my life, music and drugs. And then, but he saw it happened to me too. A friend of mine passed away, overdosed. And then you see, oh, this is like, I can die, right? I can die tomorrow. If you know what I mean? It's like when you see someone close to you die, who's your age and it's crazy, it kind of puts things in perspective. And then Bumb Shah's like, well, I love music and I love doing drugs, but I can only do one. So what am I going to choose? And he chose music. And that's his new addiction, meaning that that's what keeps him sober. Just like this job that I'm doing, talking to you guys now, keeps me sober because you have to have a passion. And that's the one thing I learned about addiction is that you have to, there's got to be, people say higher power. For me, it's like a passion. You have to drive for something. Maybe that's the same way with you, Albert, with this project you're doing now. I don't know. I'm not speaking for you, but I'm just saying that that's what really inspired me with Bumb Shah's story, because he chose music over drugs. And just keep doing music and you'll always be sober.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Does that make sense? What I described? I don't know if it did to you.
Yeah, it totally did. And he is coming up with an album real soon. So good luck for him.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And yes, Your Everyday Heroes did become my drug of choice.
Yeah.
As soon as I decided to stay clean for as long as I have, it was right afterwards that Your Everyday Heroes was created. So it became my addiction.
Well, I know it's not, people don't like to say that term, but I'm just that's my term that I use. So basically,
no, it's totally it's definitely, I'm obsessed with it. So there's no other way to explain it. That like it definitely replaced it, but it's we're doing good, and we're putting these positive stories out there, and these people deserve to have their story told.
I actually stole it from Stephen King. Well, Stephen King, the writer, addictive personality former drug addict. He used he talked about the lump in the sofa cushion theory, where like addiction's like a lump in the sofa cushion. You push it down, and then the lump will come up on the other end of the cushion. You go to that cushion, you push it down, a lump will come up. So no matter what, that addiction's always going to be in your system. So you might as well choose a positive addiction. And that he chose writing. And so when he said that, all the AA meetings, all the meetings that I took, it was like the higher power. That made no sense to me. But when he said that, when I remember reading it randomly, that made all the sense in the world to me, what he said. So
that's pretty clever.
Yeah.
I do like that analogy.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, on that note, Albert, I'll probably talk to you again when we do another podcast. You guys keep making great music, making great films, and we'll talk again when you make your next film.
You'll see Ali again for the AK one. So
Perfect. All right, man. Bumb Shah, keep making music.
Yeah, sure.
All right, later.